there, Alana Corso, managing broker, co-founding partner of Dwell Realtors, coming to you this week with another one of my Mamas in Business interviews. This week, I interviewed Suzie Hughes, who is the founder and creator of One Life Counseling Center in San Carlos. Suzie is an amazing force in our community, and I'm super excited for you to hear about One Life and her being a mama in business. She's a mom to 3 daughters, one in middle school, high school, and college, and she's juggling it all. And like I said, just an amazing force in our community. So tune in and watch. Hi, I am so excited to welcome Suzie Hughes, who is the founder of One Life Counseling Center here in San Carlos, and she is a friend and a mama, and she's an amazing force in our community, so I thought it would be an amazing interview for our community to hear about Suzie and how she created One Life and what it's like to be a working mama. Suzie, welcome.
Thank you. It's so great to be here. I appreciate it.
No, my pleasure. And tell us about, for the people that don't know about One Life, tell us about it.
Sure, absolutely. So One Life Counseling Center is started about 5 years ago here in San Carlos. And we provide low fee and accessible therapy for anybody in the community. And over the pandemic and the last 5 years, it has grown tremendously. So we have 3 sets of programs. We're in about 21 schools on the peninsula. We do private practice counseling, and so we have 70 therapists that currently are associated with us, and we provide many community programs, partnering with other nonprofits in the community that want mental health services embedded in their services. So like Samaritan House, AbleWorks, PAL, we provide therapy for them. And with our community programs, we do food distribution and music and memory for seniors. So.
Yeah. Well, and I think, you wrapping it up in just a few sentences, I think the impact that One Life has had on the community, especially during COVID, I think your food distribution is one of the most meaningful things to see visibly, the lines of people that you provided food and diapers and formula to. Thank you from me, from what you're doing and all of the volunteers that are coordinating the work and hours. And it's amazing to see our community of givers and you giving back and all the helpers that are doing stuff. And because there are a lot of people that really are in need. So thank you for all that you do. Just to let me express the gratitude for that. You're an amazing, amazing person. So, and on top of all, just One Life, you're also a therapist, right? You see patients and clients to do. And then you're also, another important role is you're a mama and have three daughters. What would you say is one of the biggest challenges being a working mom and balancing it all?
Oh, that's a great question. And we also work with a lot of working moms. So I want to shout out to Lang and Michelle Stolberg and Jennifer, who's not a mom. But we all struggle with a lot of the same issues. And I'm going to have to say the number one is guilt.
Yep.
Never feeling like we truly can give what we want to give, and to our kids and sometimes to our jobs. Somebody wins out and there's this constant gnawing feeling like, am I good enough as a mom? Am I doing enough? And that's ever present, I think.
Yep. And that's, I think, probably something that I can identify with that, right? I mean, it's, this morning I was busy at my house and my son's like, we do coffee dates. And he's like, we do a coffee date. And I'm like, I just don't have time, right? So that guilt is there and it's tricky, right? And it's like, you want to answer everybody's needs and be the giver to everybody. And it's hard because there's only so many hours in the day. So yeah, guilt, I think is a big challenge for all mamas.
Yeah.
On the other side, what would you say one of the biggest, successes or wins being a working mom for yourself?
I think organization has just knowing that I need to put together a good schedule and really have a clean idea of what the meals are for the week, what the schedule and routes are for the week, and how am I going to get to two places at once at 6:30 when I have to drop off in Redwood City and pick up in San Carlos. So, organization is my superpower that I try to work through, and with meals, the lost art of dinner, I think, is affecting us all.
Yeah.
So trying to make sure I provide that. Nobody eats it, and nobody likes what I cook anyway. But I'll eat something good, So that's probably what I have to work on that I'm good at the most is that.
Yep. Well, and that's, it's a skill. And I think that there is the lost art of the dinner hour where you're sitting with family and connecting at the table, and they may not like the food. I mean, it's I have three very different eaters, and they will, one super picky, one that will eat most everything, and then one that'll eat the modified version. And I'm like, but you know what, at least if we can all sit together around the table and connect and check in and have that time where no one's, running 18,000 places, it's, I think good for all of us, right? Even if they don't like the food.
It's a miracle if it happens. It's like a miracle.
Yeah. Would you say organization is your tip or trick for success, or do you have anything else that is, kind of you keep in your super powered, bag of tricks?
Well, I think one of the tips and tricks that I'm not good at, but I want to get better at, is really limiting. Now that school's back in session, I have this strong force inside me that our kids are so overscheduled.
Yeah,
they're back at from 3:00 to 9:00 at night. I'm running kids around.
Yep,
and that's not conducive to connection. And I carry a lot of guilt about this, but sometimes, for instance, Stella was doing dance 6 days a week, and Lily does soccer on 2 teams, and there's virtually no time to sit down, connect, have a meal. And there came a point where I'm like, this is like madness. This isn't normal. And I don't think our kids should be active from, 7:00 on Zoom till 9:00 at night without downtime. There's that's not healthy.
Right.
We're play, and the adults need play, and kids need play. And they're pushing too hard and too fast. So I think my tip and trick is keep it simple.
Yeah.
Slow it down. And I hope that COVID teaches us a lot of lessons like that, but we have to. It's not necessarily the wisest thing to do more. More is not better.
Right.
And I get stuck in that whirlwind, and I want to cultivate my kids' passions and support their passions. But at the same time, at what cost? At cost to the family unit, at cost to sanity, at cost to sleep. And I think our kids are not doing well under those circumstances, mental health wise, or my relationship with the girls.
Right.
It takes time, and there's no time.
Yeah. If you're at dance six days a week, when's the time? And then you're at school for other hours. And then you're like, when is it? Then they have to sleep and eat. Yeah. Where is the time to connect and do it and have downtime and play and have fun? And it's tricky. I think, keeping it simple. And that, I think, is hopefully one of the silver linings of COVID. I saw someone posted a picture of, it was a mural of like, everyone's like, let's not get back to normal, because normal wasn't good, overstressed, overscheduled, overburdened. I mean, I have a friend that has kids that are tournament baseball, softball players. And she's like, it was the best thing ever not to have to travel all last summer and be, everywhere at once. And, one kid's got to be here and one kid's got to be there, and the family's stretched. And she's like, and you know what? We actually did a puzzle. We cleaned out our garage. We did fun stuff. The daughter that learned how to surf and things. You're like, if we can take it all and step it back and be simple, right? It's, I think hopefully we can learn from that. So.
And I think there's this always feeling like, because I'm a working mom, that I have to overcompensate by making sure that they are in all of these activities, and that I'm doing the right thing as a mom. And for me to say, no, we're not doing 6 days a week. We can do 4 days a week, 3 hours at a time. Then that guilt sticks with me. Am I not encouraging their passions.
Right.
Am I doing this because I don't want to carpool 6 days a week? And yeah, there's some of that, but I mean, happier mom is happier children. I think
Yes,
it translates.
for sure. Absolutely. For your family unit, right? Because you started your practice and had, several therapists with you before you even started One Life. And then you created One Life, which has grown considerably in the past 5 years. What advice would you have for a mom that is starting a business, what to do?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I can't tell you how much easier it is to work than to be a mom sometimes.
Yes. Yes. Being a mom is one of the hardest jobs in the world.
So I shout out to moms that have mothering as their primary job, which it is full time. You have to follow your passion, and I think I have girls, and so it hasn't been until Grace came back from school, or actually Lily mentioned it. She couldn't make it to a practice, and she told her coach, my mom is running an organization. It's really hard for her to get here at 1 o'clock to 2:30 on a Wednesday when my dad's not home. And so I'm like, she admires the fact that I'm running an organization, like that she saw that it was an interesting way for her to look at me, and it felt really good. That she respected it. And my job gives me so much joy and so much purpose. I feel like I'm the luckiest person alive that I get a job that I love. It never feels like work. And if a mom is looking to do that, go for it. It is joy, but there's going to be that tension that is going to exist inside of you.
Yep.
That you have to cope with about being good enough.
Yeah.
Both. But yeah, definitely follow it.
Yeah.
If it's not a passion job, I don't know if I'd tell you to follow it.
Yeah. I'm sure you sit with if you have a client that comes to you and says, I need to figure out my job, I think you're going to lead with passion, right? I mean, if you have to practice what you preach, right? So can you have a job that brings you passion? I mean, I left my wealth management job because it didn't bring me passion, and I liked it, but there was no passion. It was no bringing joy, no joy. And so you have to have the joy and the passion, I think, to ignite you, to make it not feel like a job, because life is hard enough, right? So yeah.
No, you got a Marie Kondo, our yes. I don't know if it's worth it to have busyness just for work's sake, unless you really need it financially. But otherwise, if it's your dream, I think your kids will look at you with admiration and joy. Maybe not on the day-to-day basis, but you'll get little tidbits once in a great while when Lily says, my mom's running an organization. And I had to be like, I'm running an organization. It's like, oh, I guess I am, but that part, if they see your joy and your passion, I think it plays out.
Absolutely. And elevates you for your greater purpose, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you are fabulous. Again, I appreciate all that you do and you give as a giver and a helper to our community. And I'm grateful to be your friend and grateful to know you and to see all of the wonderful work that you and One Life does in our community. So again, my gratitude and thanks for speaking with me today. And again, for all that you give to our little town. So thank you.
Thank you for entrusting me with your show. Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity.
You're welcome.
Thanks so much for watching my interview with Suzie and learning about One Life Counseling Center. If you'd like to learn more about One Life Counseling Center, you can check out their website here. And as they are a nonprofit, they are always looking for donations and do a lot of really good stuff in our community. So they're always one of my go-to nonprofits to give to, and I hope you'd consider as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you have any mamas in business that you'd like me to profile, make sure to leave me a comment or drop me a line, and I'd love to check them out too. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.